of playtime, and here they are again, Stephanie Hansen and Michael Stafford. Thanks again so much. Everyone at home, we all know who you are.
Thank you.
So I want to talk with the gubernatorial race to start. Dover State Senator Colin Bonini taking on Congressman John Carney at this point. Stephanie, you're John Carney. Let's just say, what does he have to do to lose this race?
Get arrested for something.
Something outrageous.
Have a huge scandal on his part. Die.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough. This is clearly his race to lose. I don't see how he loses it unless something tremendous, awful, catastrophic happens.
Yeah, the state GOP party, Charlie Copeland said, look, Carney is emailing it in. He's not campaigning. He's really not getting out there. You don't think, Michael, that that's going to have any sort of negative impact?
No. I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do to win the race. Like, why would you sprint if you're already 5 miles ahead and the finish line's right in front of you? But that said, Colin's defeat of Lacey Lafferty was a key moment for the Delaware GOP because it gives them a credible, realistic candidate up at the top who's not going to embarrass anybody. There's not going to be any impact on Colin, driving people over to the Democratic side or hurting candidates down below. And I think that would have happened with Lacey Lafferty. Lacey Lafferty was a third-party candidate. So I think it's definitely good for the Delaware GOP and for Charlie that Colin was able to pull this out.
So what's going through Colin's mind right now, Michael?
Probably,
I think,
my God.
Yeah, oh my God. I mean, it's a high hill to climb. It's a high hill to climb. I mean, I think whenever you're engaged in athletics or sports or politics, you've got to believe yourself that you can actually win the race. Otherwise, why do it? But he's got a very difficult path, difficult in terms of just the registration numbers, the reality of who's going to be on the top of the ballot this year in Delaware. I don't think he's going to be getting any help in Newcastle County from having Donald Trump up there. The reality of the fundraising, John Carney's name recognition. I mean, remember, anybody who follows politics in Delaware knows who Colin Bonini is, but we're a minority. Most people can't name their state senator or their state representative, so he has a huge name recognition issue as well.
Particularly in Newcastle County, which is where 2/3 of the votes are. I mean, he's a Kent County guy, and
Agreed.
so he's even got that geographical and voter problem associated with it as well. He's going to have to spend a lot of time. He's got to be very worried because he's got to raise a lot of money really quickly, and he's got to be like on point. He's got to be out there every day. His schedule's got to be full. He's got to be meeting people. He has to have a tremendous amount of energy to do this, and not a level of energy that I have seen from him before.
Agreed.
So we had talked earlier this week about our minds were blown by the whole Matt Meyer, Tom Gordon upset. You think in Matt Meyer's mind he's saying, and either one of you can answer this, did this really happen? Is this real life?
He's got to be surprised. He's well, what comes next? I'm going to have to actually govern. So, but I mean, again, he must have thought he had a realistic shot. I mean, I thought Tom was going to be able to turn out some of the unions and that there was a base out there for him that was going to come through and be able to pull something like this off. So it really is a shocker.
This is the classic, the emperor has no clothes. He was not nearly as formidable as he was before. I think they was not able to get that Charles Potter, Dennis Williams, Tom Gordon, Chris Bullock kind of arrangement in the city of Wilmington. There was a lot of fallout. Dennis Williams was not strong. He wasn't pulling where would have helped Tom in the past. So the areas that Tom was expecting to really win big, he won, but incrementally. And Matt Meyer just took over a large section of Wilmington. I mentioned Jerry Brady's area, Claymont, Arden, Pike Creek. Those are the areas that came out in droves for Matt Meyer.
I want to talk about another upset that we didn't even see coming. Trinidad Navarro and Karen Weldon still
That was
at the
another
race
surprise.
for
That was a
insurance
surprise.
commissioner.
It really was.
The party The party has been trying to get rid of Karen Weldon Stewart ever since she's been elected. You know, she has been running against the Democratic Party since just about day one.
What'd she do wrong? Why?
I don't think that she did anything wrong necessarily. I think this is probably the first time there hasn't been a crowded field of candidates against her. This is the first time there's actually been a credible candidate that had a clear shot at her, as opposed to in the past where there's been so many of them that have run against her, just like with the city of Wilmington race. You throw a lot of candidates in there, and then the incumbent doesn't need as many as you would think. And so this is the first time there's a clear shot.
Navarro's a likable guy. I mean, he's a likable guy. He certainly is well. He presents himself well. So he was a good candidate.
Tough season for incumbents. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're going to wrap it up here. Stephanie Hansen of the law firm of Young, Conaway, Stargett and Taylor, and Michael Stafford, attorney, columnist, and so much more. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you.